The United States has long complained that China takes advantage of American companies by stealing their intellectual property or forcing firms to share their technological know-how as a cost of doing business. In 2018, the Trump administration decided to fight that by imposing tariffs or taxes on some of the products we import from China. The tariff battle started out fairly small, and the goods that were targeted were pretty esoteric, more industrial goods like chemicals, plastics, and railway cars. But when China responded by imposing taxes of its own on goods from the United States, the conflict quickly escalated. And before long, the U.S. had imposed tariffs on some $250 billion worth of Chinese goods. That got the attention of Chinese President Xi Jinping. And last December, Xi and President Trump agreed to a series of negotiations aimed at diffusing the trade conflict and perhaps making changes in the way Chinese companies do business. Those trade talks continued through the winter and spring, and it looked as if the two sides might be closing in on a deal. But then something happened, and the negotiations stalled. The White House accused China of walking away from its earlier commitments. That sparked a new round of tariff increases, and the Trump administration is threatening to impose taxes on hundreds of billions of dollars in additional imports. Virtually everything the U.S. buys from China, including laptops, shoes, and children's toys. That would mean higher prices for American consumers. And China's retaliatory tariffs make it harder for U.S. companies to sell their products in that country. While the trade war is causing pain all around, Trump supporters say the battle is long overdue and that it's worth the cost to bring an end to Beijing's unfair practices. At the same time, the Trump administration is fighting trade skirmishes in other parts of the world, including Europe, Japan, Canada, and Mexico. The longer these trade tensions continue, the more likely they are to become a drag on economic growth. Scott Horsley, NPR News.